This is the plaintiff, John Horan. He says he purchased a car from the defendant, and the car can't be registered with the DMV, and the defendant has ignored his pleas for a full refund. He's not about to pay for a car he can't drive. This is clearly a scam, and he's suing the swindler for the $2,125 he's owed. This is the defendant, Frank Mancuso. He says the plaintiff bought a donated car from him on eBay, and there was something on the title which needed to be cleared up before he could register it. He was willing to work with him to resolve the matter, but the guy got all hot and bothered, started jumping up and down, and demanded a full refund, which he feels is totally unreasonable. He's accused of being unentitled.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought a car from the defendant and says everything was so screwed up, he can't even register it with the DMV. But the defendant says he was trying to be helpful, but the guy wouldn't work with him. It's the case of you don't register with me.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, John Heron, you are suing Frank Mancuso and Equine Escape Rescue and Lucky Orphan Horse Rescue for $2,125 that you want refunded, that you paid them for a car that you are unable to register. Tell me what happened.
I needed a car. I looked on eBay, found this car, started bidding on it. At the end of the auction, I was the winner.
What kind of car was this?
It's a 1996 Buick Century.
Okay.
I know it's an old car, but it had low miles on it, so...
How many miles?
I believe it was 22,315 as it was listed.
Oh, that's got to be a lie. How could it possibly have that low mileage?
It was an estate sale, and it was an older gentleman's car who happened to have died, and he willed it to us.
That's a long time
he didn't
ago.
drive it much.
17 years
he
of
hadn't
not...
driven it much.
Right.
So he donated it to us, and he left it to us as well.
I'd be worried the odometer was moved, but in any event, go ahead.
After the auction, I tried to pay. They would only take a $500 down payment, so I sent him an email, an eBay message through eBay, asking him to send me an invoice so I could pay the rest. I paid the rest. I asked him to send me the paperwork and the keys. I got the title. I got a bill of sale that wasn't completely filled out, sort of a signature on it. I went to the Department of Motor Vehicles. They said, you can't register this car.
Why not?
The name on the title isn't the same as the name on the bill of sale.
Right.
So I left.
What was that about?
Okay, so we get these car donations. We put them on eBay to sell them. And generally, when the people win the bidding, we send them the title, and they use the eBay receipt.
You get these car donations?
Yeah.
Meaning? People donate cars to your cause?
People donate cars to our horse rescue, and we sell them and take the proceeds, and the people that donate the cars get a tax deduction.
Right.
So,
how long have you been doing that? How many cars have you received?
We've been in the horse rescue business.
No, how long have you been doing what you just described?
Yeah, about 8 or 10 years, between 8 and 10 years.
How many cars have you received?
We've done on eBay similar sales, maybe 50 cars.
Okay.
Never had a problem.
Have you ever registered the car in the name of the rescue?
No, we haven't. We just generally.
How on earth has anyone who's bought a car from you been able to register it? Because you can't jump title. In order to, you went down to the DMV and the DMV told you, no, because he can't go to my house, steal my car, not have a title, and then sell it to somebody, and then that somebody go register it. The idea is it's all supposed to match.
That's almost exactly what they
right,
said.
that's what the DMV told you. So I'm just wondering how it is that not one person has come to you to tell you there's a problem with your procedure.
He did have a signed title from the previous owner. But what he did, he requested a special receipt. I have a copy of his request for the special receipt.
Okay.
So it was the special receipt that he requested that motor vehicles rejected.
So what's a special receipt?
It was a bill of sale.
Receipt?
Bill of sale that he had wanted me to sign and return to him. It was something I've never done before, and I did it to accommodate him. And well, according to a follow-up email from him, they didn't like the special receipt.
Okay, let me see.
Something about the address.
Hello, Frank. I am unable to register this car and would like a refund. The DMV clerk pointed out that not only is the name on the bill of sale different from the name on the title, but there also is no seller's name and address on the bill of sale. If I try to fill it in, it will be fraud. I will send you the title back and you can start over. Please send me a refund for the full amount.
Yeah.
And then you respond to that.
Well, I didn't respond because I had processed the IRS paperwork. I did the estate sale records. I paid a fee to eBay for the sale of the vehicle.
Why didn't you just respond anyway? What does that have to do with having manners? I mean, just respond and tell him what your position is. So you ignored him and then he sued you.
Well, I thought eventually, motor vehicles being what it is, that he would have gone and worked it out or called me and said, look, I have a problem. Can't we resolve this?
Well, did you call him and say, I don't know what the problem is? Hold on. Did you call him and say, I don't know what the problem is. I've done this 50 times. Let me go down to the DMV with you?
I expected to hear from him.
Well, you did hear from him. He sent you an email, you ignored him. What do you mean you said to hear from him?
Yeah, well, he wanted the money back and he was going to hold the title hostage until he got the money back. If he had marked the title with his name written...
Let me see the title.
I haven't seen the title since.
Yeah.
Then the title's invalid.
Well, where's the bill of sale? Okay, nothing was filled out under seller. Why didn't you fill out something under seller?
To be honest with you, he had all that information. I just assumed he would fill it in. He had everything he needed. I signed it. I figured that would be
apparently
enough.
He doesn't, because, and the fact that you don't even fill out the stuff on seller I don't know, kind of tells me you might have known that there might be a problem.
I'm not familiar with that bill of sale anyway. I've never done one of those before.
It doesn't matter then. Do another bill of sale. Do one that says, I so-and-so sell the car. I understand that. But see, you think that there's no problem so long as you put I so-and-so sell the car, and you're not understanding what I'm telling you, which is you can't jump title. You have to, I don't see how I'm just astounded unless you sold them all for scrap. I just don't know how it is that somebody wouldn't have had a problem before now, because everything depends on who you get at the DMV too. Geez, and what they ate that day,
Yeah. But there's a lot of organizations that pick up cars for nonprofits, and none of this happens. Cars for kids.
I don't know. I know. That's why I'm wondering what everybody does. Yeah, but the law. I'm not confused on the law.
Oh, okay.
You can't jump title. I mean, you can't jump title. So I'm just wondering whether all of those organizations just sell it for scrap and make it clear they're selling it for scrap, or I don't know what people do to get around this. Did anybody ever tell you look like Larry David?
No, is he handsome?
Very handsome, devil.
So if you were buying a car and you saw a 17-year-old car at 22,000 miles, would you say awesome, or would you be suspicious?
I would be suspicious.
Why?
Because what was the car doing?
You ever heard of the little old lady from Pasadena?
No.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Do you know who Larry David is?
No.
The creator of Seinfeld.
Okay. I won't sell him a car.
Maybe the way people do this is that they get a blank bill of sale so that we don't have the I don't know what the answer is. I only have one question in front of me, but it kind of behooves you to figure out what other organizations do, because you're going to be in the business of doing this again. But he has a perfect right to expect what, I tell people all the time, hey, as is. This is not a question of as is.
Right.
The one thing the buyer of any used car has a right to expect is that he can register it. And I know that this is legitimate, that they gave him a hard time over the fact that the bill of sale and his email to you says that. It says there's two different signatures on it. The bill of sale, and you didn't even fill out who the seller was on the bill of sale. I'm not going to fill it out now because I consider that fraud, and I'm not going to pretend that he sold it to me. But he's just not going to get involved in all that. He doesn't want to get indicted. So he prefers that, we just go back to square one, because he can't register the car. And the one thing expectation that he has that is very legitimate is that if he buys a car from you, it'll be a car. He can register it and drive it. So I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $2,125 verdict for the plaintiff. This title is going to go back to you. Okay. And you're going to have the same problem with the next person. So you're going to have to figure this out. All right. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so the decision goes against you. What are you thinking coming out of here?
Well, I don't know. It just seems to me that the gentleman won the car on eBay, and if he had a problem registering it,
now it's your problem.
Now it's my problem. Yeah, but I've sold.
What are you going to do with it?
I've sold many. I'm going to put it back on eBay and try to sell somebody else. We've done numerous cars like this without any problems.
You can try to sell it to Jerry Seinfeld?
Whoever wants it. It's a nice car.
All right, right down this way. Okay. Maybe George.
Maybe yours.
All right, come on in here. You satisfied how this comes out? This was exactly what your case was about.
Yes, very satisfied.
Yeah. So how shocked were you when you got to the DMV and you had all these different names on different documents?
I was more embarrassed. I almost ran out of there.
What do you mean?
I didn't want to be accused of trying to do something illegal.
Well, you were afraid that the cops would chase you right out and lock you up?
No, I just didn't want to answer questions that I didn't have answers for. I don't know why he said
that car, that car, great car, only $2,000 sometimes if it's too good to be true, right?
My mother had one like that, so I figured I'd get it.
All right. You didn't. Harvey?
Okay, even if the contract doesn't say anything about this, if you can't register the car, it defeats the whole purpose of buying a car. And in that case, you can undo the deal and you can get your money back.